We've all been there, haven't we? That feeling, heart pounding a bit. You're trying to get weeks of work across in just, I don't know, a few minutes.
Oh, yeah. High stakes pitch, or even just, sharing an idea with your team.
Exactly. Presentations can feel pretty daunting,
Mm-hmm.
but there are also these amazing opportunities, aren't they? A chance to connect, maybe inspire, and really get your message heard.
Mm-hmm.
So today, we're doing a deep dive into exactly that. We've got this fantastic source, Management English, presenting. It's just packed with practical strategies to help turn that nerve-wracking experience into something genuinely impactful.
And our mission here, I think, is to go beyond just a checklist of tips. We really want to unpack the psychology behind it all, the core principles that make a presentation actually land,
Right.
making sure that what you intend to communicate is exactly what the audience hears, what they feel, and crucially, what they remember.
Yeah.
And this source, it offers this really structured approach, right from the initial idea through prep, delivery, even looking back at how you did before.
Okay, so let's get stuck into that. This guide makes it super clear. The whole process starts way, way before you're actually standing up in front of people.
Absolutely.
It breaks it down. Brainstorming first, then this really detailed prep phase, structuring everything, the actual writing, and then like a final checklist.
And what I found fascinating was the sheer emphasis on practice, not just running through it, but specifically practicing under pressure.
Right. And practicing answering questions.
Exactly. It suggests it's not just about knowing your stuff, but knowing how to deliver it when things get tricky, when you're put on the spot.
Yeah, like rehearsing for the unexpected bits.
That's the real work, isn't it?
And it's not just looking forwards either. This approach, it really encourages you to look back, reflect on, considering previous presentations.
Mm.
And not just, was it good or bad,
Yeah.
but asking those tougher questions like, okay, what really went well and what specifically didn't go well before?
Yeah, getting specific.
But then it goes deeper, asking, how would the audience describe you after that presentation? And maybe more importantly, how would you like them to have described you?
Ooh, that gap between the two.
That's where the learning is, right? That honest look at yourself.
Definitely. And so many people just leap into making slides. But this material says, hang on, start by defining success. What are your personal objectives?
Yeah.
It makes you ask, how do I want to feel afterwards? What do I actually want from the audience? And this is key. What 3 points do I need them to remember?
Oh, the rule of three.
And boiling it down even further, what's the one-sentence summary
Yeah.
that forces real clarity? What do you think is the biggest pitfall if people skip this step, if they haven't nailed down those objectives?
Oh, I think it's that lack of a clear why.
Hmm.
If you don't know precisely what you want the audience to do or feel or remember afterwards,
Your message gets muddy.
totally diluted. Like setting off on a road trip with no map, no destination,
Yeah.
just driving. And speaking of the audience, you mentioned personal goals, but this guide relentlessly brings it back to them.
Mm-hmm. Audience-centric.
Absolutely. The preparation consideration section is just full of these questions. Who's actually going to be in the room? What do they really want to hear? What are their underlying concerns? What expectations are they bringing?
And even anticipating their questions before they ask them, that's proactive.
It really is.
If you sort of zoom out, it just highlights that a great presentation isn't about you talking at people.
Yeah.
It's about facilitating their listening, their understanding, maybe even moving them somehow.
Yeah.
And it even asks about the broader context, like the general business climate, and crucially, which specific people in that audience are you really trying to reach?
Ah, the strategic angle.
Yeah, tailoring it not just to the group, but maybe to those key influencers or decision makers within it.
So, okay, you've done all that groundwork, which is huge. Then the guide moves into crafting the presentation itself. Checking those fundamentals are there.
Like having a proper structure.
Yeah, a clear intro, narrative, maybe a story, conclusion, and purpose, and making sure it aligns with the bigger picture. Your company's vision, mission, and culture. Context matters.
And the practical stuff too, right? Professionalism.
Oh, definitely. Clean fonts, formatted correctly,
Yeah.
using appropriate graphics, because let's face it, even brilliant content can be undermined by sloppy presentation.
Yeah, it just screams lack of care. It also mentions things like timing it properly, making sure key points stand out on slides or handouts.
And that final cross-check before you go on, like a mental walkthrough.
Mm-hmm. Asking yourself, have I really thought about their preconceptions, their concerns, their expectations?
And that killer question, Will the audience leave with the perception of me that I actually want them to have?
It just hammers home that audience first mindset, doesn't it? Constantly stepping into their shoes.
Okay, so we've got the strategy, the planning, nailed down. Now, the moment of truth, you're up there.
Yeah.
This presentation principle section is, well, it's gold, basically.
Yeah, super actionable.
It starts with this core idea. Keep it simple, clear, and structured,
Why?
so the audience can actually understand the message and purpose. And then this line, remember, it does not matter what you say. What matters is what the audience hears, feels, and remembers.
Wow. That one sentence. Yeah. That could change everything for a lot of presenters.
Couldn't it just?
And it flows right into that powerful advice. Focus on 3 key points. Say them up front, weave them through, repeat them at the end.
Simple, but so effective for making things stick
Absolutely. If they forget everything else, they should remember those 3 things.
and getting their attention right away. First impressions. The guide says impactful headlines get noticed because, get this, first impressions are made in less than 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Wow.
So those opening words, that first slide, make it strong, make it concise. It's like your hook.
It's not just about the content dump either, is it? It's about keeping them engaged.
Totally. The principle, plan on how you will engage your audience, suggests interaction maybe every 7 to 10 minutes.
How, though? Like questions.
Yeah, questions, asking for different viewpoints, maybe even getting someone involved in a quick demo if it fits.
Breaking it up.
And the guide reinforces that simple visuals nearly always beat just talking at them. Show, don't just tell.
And your body, your physical presence speaks volumes, too.
Oh, hugely. This material really talks up the power of a genuine smile, calls it a global way of connecting,
Yeah,
and using your face, showing enthusiasm or concern or whatever fits the message. Apparently, animated speakers use a much wider range of expressions. They're telling the story with their face, too.
And linked to that is projecting belief. This bit's crucial. Believe in the value of your presentation.
Yeah.
Focus on why you believe in it and show it.
Not just tell them, show it.
Exactly. Because if you deliver it like you're bored or unsure.
It completely undermines everything, doesn't it? No matter how good the slides are, your lack of enthusiasm just kills the meaning.
Dead in the water.
Then there are the real physical mechanics, like remember to breathe. Sounds obvious, but
But we forget, especially when nervous. Slow, deep breaths.
and using pauses. Planned pauses for emphasis. Also, hand gestures, they add impact, but there's a warning, right? Don't overdo it.
Yeah, avoid looking like you're conducting an orchestra badly or just fidgeting. Control is key.
And it gets really specific about gestures, which I found interesting, like the Clinton box.
Yeah, it's not a literal box, more like keeping your hands in a controlled zone in front of you, like you're holding a small ball. It projects calm, control.
Okay. And then things like pyramid hands for confidence.
Apparently so, and palms up suggests honesty, openness, while palms down conveys more authority.
It's a whole language, isn't it? These little movements send messages.
Without you saying a word, and your voice is just as powerful a tool.
Right. Altering your tone and tempo keeps people engaged. You can use it to signal what's really important.
Like slowing down for a key point.
Yeah. Deliberate tempo for significance. Or maybe a bit quicker, more energy if you want to convey passion or urgency.
And the actual speed, is there a sweet spot?
The guide suggests 150 to 190 words a minute is often best for general understanding.
Okay.
But you could push it up to 220 words per minute if your goal is really to motivate or energize.
It makes you think, doesn't it? Are you actually speaking at a speed your audience can absorb, or are you just rattling through it?
Good question for self-reflection.
Yeah.
And posture. Can't forget posture.
Stand tall.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Assume an upright posture, feet shoulder width apart, weight balanced. It apparently makes you look better and feel more confident.
The old power pose idea, maybe.
Sort of. And keeping an open posture. So no crossed arms or legs if you can help it. Use natural movement.
Which connects to the next point about actually moving.
Right. Move,
Mm-hmm.
walk around the room, the stage, maybe even step towards the audience.
Why is that so important?
Well, the source claims more than 3/4 of communication is nonverbal. Movement helps you connect.
And eye contact is part of that connection, too.
Crucial. Getting eye contact with everyone, or as many people as possible, not just staring at one friendly face.
Yeah, spread the love.
And if you can't move, maybe you're stuck behind a lectern, then you have to compensate more with your hands, your face, your gestures.
Makes sense. You have to animate what you can control.
One really interesting point they make is about cultural differences.
Yeah. Gestures aren't universal.
Exactly. Some are fine everywhere, but Not all gestures mean the same thing in every culture. They use the OK gesture as an example,
Right. Fine in the US or UK,
but potentially very rude elsewhere.
hmm.
So know your audience. Know their cultural context. Really important.
And then there's the power of stories.
Oh, huge. The guide says audiences understand and remember them better than facts
Why is that?
because stories create connection, credibility, and interest. They make things relatable, human.
So ditch the jargon.
Definitely. Avoid complex words, long rambling sentences. Always come back to that core idea. What the audience hears, understands, and remembers matters most, not how clever you sound.
And that links back to eye contact again for connection.
Yep. Establishing eye contact is essential. Making contact with lots of different people around the room makes everyone feel included.
Okay, so bringing it all together, the final piece seems to be practice, practice, practice.
You cannot overstate it, according to this source. Practice makes perfect. You can never practice too much.
But not just reciting it in your office.
No. Rehearse under pressure. Try and simulate the real thing. Maybe get a colleague to throw you some curveball questions.
Test yourself properly.
And a massive warning. Never read the slides. Just don't do it.
Oh, that's a presentation killer, isn't it?
Totally. It kills the speaker's credibility and power instantly. Use your voice instead. Vary the speed, the volume, the tone.
And one last little detail they mention, even how you dress.
Yeah. It communicates something. Influences how people see you. Choose clothes that make you feel confident and comfortable, but also fit the situation.
It's all part of the package.
What a deep dive.
Yeah.
It's so clear from this, isn't it? Effective presentations. They're really not just about dumping information.
No, much less about what you say.
And much more about what your audience hears, how they feel, and what they actually remember afterwards.
It's a whole system, isn't it? From that deep prep work to the nuances of delivery, but always centered on the audience.
Yeah, a holistic approach.
This whole thing really underlines that presenting is a kind of performance. Every single element counts your belief in the message, how clear your purpose is, the gestures you choose, your tone of voice. It all feeds into building trust and making that connection.
So thinking about your next presentation, the one you listening might have coming up, what's maybe one small thing, one micro adjustment you can make based on all this that might immediately shift how your audience perceives you and help make your key message really stick?
And thinking about that crucial opening, if those first impressions are made in less than 10 seconds, what's one really strong, punchy headline or opening move you could use next time to grab attention instantly and set the tone for exactly what you want them to walk away